finally, biggest controversy.
She is disagreeing with FDR and Social Security, LBJ on Medicare, and with the vast majority of progressive Democrats in the House and the Senate who today are fighting to end the disgrace of the United States being the only major country on earth that doesn't provide paid family and medical leave. What the legislation is $1.61 a week. Now, you can say that's a tax on the middle class. It will provide 3 months paid family and medical leave for the working families of this country. I think, Secretary Clinton, $1.61 a week is a pretty good investment.
Senator, thank you. I want to bring in Governor O'Malley on this. And Governor O'Malley, let me ask.
For paid family leave for a very
Secretary
long time.
Clinton, David, thank you.
I have a way to pay for it that actually makes the wealthiest pay for it.
Then join us. Well, every progressive Democrat and senator is supportive of this proposal introduced by your good friend and my good friend, Kirsten Gillibrand, Rosa DeLauro. That is the legislation out there that will finally provide family and medical leave.
So there's a lot of controversies in the debate. And so, for example, Bernie Sanders says, hey, we should go after ISIS, who's attacking us, first and foremost. And we should go after Assad later, if at all, because we don't want to create a vacuum there, and Assad is not attacking us. Hillary Clinton does not agree. She thinks we should attack both at the same time. And so she has the more establishment position. So there were a number of disagreements like this. But in the case of taxes, Hillary Clinton said something that is an easy applause line, and it's what Barack Obama does. I will not raise taxes on the middle class. And so it seems like, well, and she defines that as people making $250,000 or less. And it seems like, well, okay, I'm for the middle class. That seems like a good position.
Right.
But it's a trick. And one of the reasons that it's a trick is that once you take that off the table, first of all, you're buying into the Republican framing of lower taxes is always a good thing, right? Which is not necessarily true. The second reason it's a trick is because there's a lot of taxes like the payroll tax and other taxes that can be levied that are a small amount on the average American, but that actually gets you the things that you want. So that's what Bernie Sanders points out. And so after you watch that, you go, again, there's Bernie Sanders being ballsy.
Yes.
And saying, no, I am going to raise taxes, even on people making under $250,000, because it's going to lead us to the right policy position.
Right. Again, the average person who watches that, who doesn't know about all of these political maneuvers, would think like, yeah, Hillary sounds really good. She's going to tax the wealthy, and that's what's going to pay for this paid family leave or paid time off. That's not what's going to happen. Look, Hillary is not going to raise taxes on the wealthy. All you have to do is look at her big donors, and you realize that she's going to make sure she represents them because they're the ones that are going to help her win the presidency, right? If she wins, that's it. Like, she's going to do what they want her to do. Bernie Sanders is not taking those campaign donations, and his plan is more realistic. Look, $1.60, what was it, $1.67?
$1.61.
Okay, $1.61 might sound like a pain in the ass for the middle class, but how much do we spend on ridiculous things on a weekly basis, whether it's a cup of coffee at Starbucks or he's talking about 3 months paid family leave or paid leave or time off if you're not in a family, right? That's the most important thing that we can have right now because in the middle class, one of the hardest things to do, especially if you're a millennial, is establish a family. How are you going to have a family when both people are working, when you're struggling to make ends meet? You just can't do it. It's not an option anymore. So it's important to have that paid time off, and we're the only industrialized country that doesn't have that right now. I think Bernie's plan of paying for it is more realistic than Hillary's. I don't think Hillary's going to make the wealthy pay for it at all.
I think among actual Hillary Clinton supporters who are very rich, there's a significant percentage of them who have directly told her to raise taxes on themselves. So I think there is an appetite out there to do that. On the other hand, look, it's all 6 of one, half dozen of another. There's no question Bernie Sanders is the one who's going to deliver on these things if he's able to, if he's able to get the support in Congress, if he's able to get the support there, he can do it. But, you know, look, I'm undecided. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I don't know if I'm even going to get a chance to vote in the primary because it's usually over by the time it gets to California. But, you know, I think he says good stuff. I think she says good stuff.
Okay. West consistent. Tie throughout.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that was a good controversy, one that was filled with substance. So I prefer that to, oh, yeah, I don't like him. Oh, yeah, I like you worse. Which is
He's
what
a dum-dum.
He's a dum-dum. I'm fantastic, which is what you get on the Republican side. A controversy about policy? Fantastic. I'll take it.